Why are you focusing on the background and not on me? Greetings, friends. Today I am looking for inspiration. Inspiration. What does that mean? It's a great question. What is inspiration? What is inspiration? Inspiration is whatever you want it to be. Inspiration, like, inspires you. Inspiration, well, it just is, you know? I'm on the trail, and this is where I come, not right here necessarily, but sometimes. But I come to the trail a lot to get my inspiration and often to get literal assets for my animations and stuff, especially last year and this year. Take a lot of pictures and use them for really anything. There were quite a few things I thought about. Abstract stuff or stuff that I can make abstract when it comes to inspiration, lighting, and how I specifically get my inspiration from life, you know? Life. That's the best source of inspiration, because where else are you going to get it from? How to frame things. Yeah, framing things changes everything. Anyway, there were a lot of things, but what I want to talk about today, here, now, is perspective. Because that was kind of the thing that I kept realizing as I was going for my walk. And also that it really affects all the other things as well. Perspective. What do I mean by perspective? It's about how you look at everything. I don't know how else to describe it, man. It's about how you look at everything. That comes from a multitude of different elements. That's why it can affect all these other aspects. So things like height, angle, how you're looking at the stuff that you're looking at, where you're looking at it from, how close are you, how far are you, and all those things impact the feeling that you get when you look back at those elements. One thing that I like to, when I'm teaching storytelling, I like to emphasize is camera angles and camera movements as well. So when you're doing still images, obviously camera movement is not a thing, but camera angles are very important. And, you know, there's one of the base principles being lower camera angles. Viewing a subject from a lower angle makes the subject feel bigger, more powerful, and viewing from a higher angle can often make the subject feel smaller, less powerful, weaker perhaps, and also can give, if it's far enough, can actually give more of like a spy kind of feel, like you're peeking into this world that you're not part of. So it can create a separation between you, the viewer, and the object of within the frame. And I also really like framing my shots so that there's kind of like a path forward, whether that's objects that are protruding into the distance and creating a sort of path through the image, or another thing that I really like to do is getting that, almost like I said, like a glimpse into a different world, something that you're not part of, or like a preview of a journey you're about to go on. How much do I think about these things while I'm doing it? Almost none. Kind of why I'm wanting to make a video like this is to better understand my own process myself. A lot of the time I don't think about it, I just kind of do it. So I think it's good to be more considerate about that kind of stuff. Or, you know, if you start to feel stuck or not sure how to progress, how to keep moving, if you feel like you've practiced something enough, then it can be good to, like, I think, take a step back and really see what is it that you've been practicing and doing, and then from there maybe you can find new places to go. When I'm taking pictures and video, this is one thing that I really like about cameras, is that you have such ability to change that perspective very quickly, and you don't have to think about how it should look in perspective drawing it, because it already exists and you're just pointing a camera at it and capturing it as it is, basically, but with your perspective. One thing that I like to do is choose the framing that gives me the most like hints of where I am now into what is like more of the subject of the frame. Does that make any sense? I hope so. Just changing the perspective a little bit, just changing the framing a little bit, can have such a big impact on the mood that comes across after. And something which you saw one way in real life might not instantly capture that same way on camera if you're not framing it correctly, you know? Or you can find a new way to present it as well. You might see something differently in an even more inspiring view through a camera lens than from your own eye. But it's good to have both. At least, you know, if you're doing the kind of stuff that I do. At least for me, I've found that to be pretty helpful. So when I'm trying to get inspiration, I like to go and take walks out on the trail in the nature, as they say, and I like to use that nature as my inspiration because it just like exists, you know, but it's so cool. I hope that makes sense. It exists, it just exists. It doesn't try to be cool, but it does look cool. I love using nature and taking pictures as close up as I can to kind of remove things from the overall context, and especially context of stuff like this, like all the concrete and garbage from us humans. And I just like to see what nature puts out there and see how weird can I make it. There's a lot of really interesting patterns and lighting and stuff like that that you can get, all the other elements, but it's really that perspective that I want to emphasize today as being something really important for inspiring yourself and also in understanding like what you are even trying to make and how to get it to where you want it to be. Those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Peace out. Inspiration.